am I meant to be disappointed? Am I meant to be angry? Am I meant to be sad? I don't know if I feel any of that, if I'm honest, guys. This is going to be a very upfront, honest video right now because a lot of Arsenal fans, of course, are going to be disappointed we lost that game. But come on, did you see the difference in us and Liverpool? I mean, we are miles apart. This episode is brought to you by FOTMob. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. If you want to download an app that gives you all the latest news, results, transfers, whatever it may be, FOTMob is the best app for it. It's completely free, available on Android and iOS. And as you can see here, 3-1 Liverpool. Mohamed Salah got man of the match. And, you know, you get so much information. You get live ticker, you get the lineup, you get all the stats, the table. Ooh, we're still in second place. That's nice to see. But honestly, guys, FOTMob is fantastic. I've been promoting it a lot because I love this app and I really recommend you download it. So please do. The link is down in the description. And now let's talk about the game. No one, surely, in their right mind expected us to win this game or at least find it comfortable. Of course not. This is arguably the hardest game of the season and I'm glad it's done. And I'm glad it wasn't 5-0, 6-0. You know, we've really struggled in the past and we clearly still are with our away games in general, but most importantly at these so-called top 6 clubs, right? We haven't won a game against a top 6 club away from home in, I think we've had 66 points available to us and we've got 8. 8 points out of 66. So however many months, years that is of these away games against the top 6 clubs, we just don't do very well. So I wasn't expecting anything different today. And actually, you know, I'll probably get a lot of hate for this, but I predicted a 3-1 win for Liverpool last night on stream. I said it. 3-1. And it happened. And of course, I don't want it to happen, but I like to think I'm a realistic fan. I know that going into a game like this, not to expect too much because I will only be disappointed. So I'm very, very relieved it's over. 3-1 is the final result and Liverpool fully deserved it. You've got to give them credit. They are something else. They are an incredible team. I think they've been a little bit rusty since the beginning of the season. I think it's fair to say that. But today, they looked far from it. They were good. Up until the last 10 minutes when Arsenal started to get a little bit involved. We actually scored, for example, which was nice. That was a little bit maybe shaky defensively from Liverpool, but honestly, it was a very, very good performance. Mo Salah, oh my God. We're all going to be talking about Pepe and how he looked pretty decent today, but come on, just forget it, man. Look at Liverpool's performance with Salah down that right side. It was unbelievable, and I know Pepe's new, okay? He's not ready. He's absolutely not ready to be playing like that. He's definitely not fitting into the team 100%. He's not gelling 100% yet. And he's playing away at one of the toughest places. Of course, he's going to struggle to be that good, but Pepe was very impressive today. I'm just saying, if you really want to highlight someone's performance, especially a winger from today, look at Salah. He does everything so well, and that is why he is the Egyptian king. That's why he is arguably one of the best players in the world when he's in that kind of form. So, what did I think of the lineup? You can see it on the left side of me. Well, technically that's your right side as you're watching this. I have to hold up my left hand. Leno in goal, of course. Maitland-Niles, Socrates, Luiz and Monreal as a back 4. And then I saw Xhaka, Guendouzi, Willock and Ceballos, and I thought, that's not a 4-4-2. We don't have any wingers, right? Aubameyang, Pepe clearly going as a pairing up top. So quite clearly we set out with I think it was more of a 4-3-1-2. So we had Xhaka, Guendouzi and Willock kind of acting as 3 centre midfielders with Ceballos given the freedom to roam around in front. And then of course Pepe and Aubameyang were free roaming themselves up top. They were interchanging, they were flowing, and it could have worked. And I don't think there's anything wrong with trying something like that. However, the personnel choice is what I will be talking about here. I'm not pleased with the selection itself. The formation, yeah, it might not be something we've used yet this season. Maybe we did, but it was after a sub or whatever. We haven't started a game with this formation. It wasn't terrible. I actually thought we did okay up until they scored their first goal. We looked okay. We did get hit quite a lot of times on the break, but honestly, we were able to do some damage ourselves, and Pepe looked good. Aubameyang was getting involved. It was doing okay, but of course we crumble. And I just have a problem with Granit Xhaka. Now, this is always going to be a theme when it comes to Operation Arsenal. You guys know I love Granit Xhaka as a player. I think he has some incredible qualities. But my God, okay, there is two Granit Xhakas. There's the playing at home in control Granit Xhaka, and then there's the playing away out of control Granit Xhaka, who is a liability. He's too slow. He's not quick enough. Mentally, it seems as well. He just doesn't have what it takes to be a rock-solid option midfield. Alongside, even with Torreira when he came on, still looked shaky. Xhaka at home is a different animal. He's a luxury player when you play at home and you've got the ball, because he is able to ping around the passes, control midfield. You would have seen it in the last 10 minutes when Granit Xhaka was able to actually get on the ball and do something. So just want to get this out there. Not really blaming him. I'm not really blaming him as a person or a player. His qualities don't suit this type of game. When we're playing against Salah, Mane, Firmino, Wijnaldum, all of these very, very quick, high acceleration players, Granit Xhaka has no hope in hell. So for me, Torreira should have been in that position. Now I know Xhaka was captain, and you know, it doesn't send a great message, does it, when you name someone captain and then they get taken off or whatever. But football politics, whatever you want to call it, shouldn't be an issue. When we're losing a game, let's say when we're 2-0 down, okay, the subs were terrible. They really were. Torreira coming on for Ceballos, one of our only outlets from midfield, our only outfield outlet, in midfield. It felt so odd seeing Ceballos come off for Torreira and leaving Xhaka on. For me, if Torreira dropped into where Xhaka was, Ceballos would have had even more freedom, and who knows, things may have been different. Lacazette came on too late. I don't like that. Just get the guy on when we're 2-0 down. Why are we waiting until 3-0 with 10 minutes to go? Did you see the impact he had? He changed the whole complexion of the team. We looked so much stronger in the final 10 minutes, and I know there's other things involved. It's fatigue in Liverpool's defence. It's the last 10 minutes, they're 3-0 up. It's a little bit more, I don't know, difficult to focus or whatever. So you can't really say if we played with what we were playing with the final 10 minutes that we would have done better in this game. It doesn't work like that, but we did look better. And I would have liked to have seen it earlier. And I've got to be honest, Emery hasn't done this too often. I'm normally very impressed with his early tactical changes, substitutions. He normally gets the things going quite early on in the game, but for whatever reason, today just wasn't it. I don't know why Torreira isn't starting. Maybe he's not quite match sharp. I can't tell. He looked pretty good to me. He scored. I don't know, man. And Lacazette not playing, I think it's purely tactical. I think he wanted to give Pepe and Aubameyang the freedom to hit them on the counter and then have effectively 4 central midfielders just blocking out Liverpool. But unfortunately, once we conceded, and then of course David Luiz happened, I did say when we signed him, I'm not particularly excited about David Luiz. I think he does have qualities. His passing is very good. He's very experienced. But my God, he's a David Luiz. Okay, there are errors all over him. And today we saw twice. The first one being the penalty where he's you can see the shirt being yanked a mile away. Of course, that's going to be a penalty. And then he had the balls to complain about that decision. I mean, come on, David. We all know what happened there. And then when Salah turned him and made him look like a 3-year-old, it was pretty funny, to be fair. I actually laughed. And I didn't think Salah would score from there, but he did. He definitely did. And I could see at the end of the game, he was having a good chat to David Luiz, and I would love to know what he was saying. I'm sure it's because they're obviously ex-teammates at Chelsea, but I would have loved it if Salah went, God, what did I just do to you there? You all right? You know, it was absolutely terrible defending. It really was. Just don't lunge in like that against one of the most dangerous players in the world, because you're just asking for trouble. Now, I want to talk about Guendouzi as well, because this guy he's great. Don't get me wrong. I really like what Guendouzi is about. He's been given a lot of responsibility, and he's stressful. So stressful at times. When he gets the ball outside our box and we're doing that stupid passing around, doing triangles, getting nowhere, He takes so many risks, and bless him, he will learn one day, and it's happened already, that he's going to get tackled and they're going to score. It will happen. It will happen many times before I think he really gets to grips with this. It's so dangerous. I'm not a fan of it. Yes, it may work, but on the odd occasion that it doesn't, is it worth it? How many goals have we actually scored where we've started a passing, triangle, whatever you want to call it, right in our box? It's not very often. We often lose the ball. We often then make 20 passes and then we hit them on the break. It's not like we go from that to that. It doesn't happen that often. So for the odd occasion when you're literally giving your fans heart attacks, my heart is in my throat every time Guendouzi picks up the ball in midfield, because don't get me wrong, he's a very good technical player. He's great with the ball at his feet, but he's young, he's naive, and he's weak. He gets bossed off the ball, and it's so nerve-wracking to watch. I'm not a fan of that, and it will eventually kill me. Torreira the same problem when he came on. He tried so many times to put his back to the Liverpool strikers and pass it backwards, and he just gets bullied. At least Granit Xhaka, to be fair to Granit Xhaka, I know he passes it sideways a lot and maybe plays it back too much, but he does it relatively well. He does get it wrong every now and again, and I'm sure everyone will agree that he is just as problematic when it comes to this passing around the edge of our own box. But at least he loses the ball quite quick. And when I say loses, he passes it. He also loses the ball. But in general, guys, I think that today is one of those games where we need to just relax, see it for what it really is. We've come up against arguably the best team in England, along with Man City. I think we've done okay in certain areas of the pitch, but it was always going to be a very tough game. I mean, I think the chances of us winning this game were so small. Even getting a draw, such a small chance of it happening. And I just didn't want to set myself up to be disappointed. I'm not disappointed. Positives, we had a really good performance from Ainsley Maitland-Niles up against Mane. Didn't have too many problems there. And yes, he had that moment towards the end of the game where it looked a little bit embarrassing. But in general, I think Maitland-Niles is proving once again he can handle himself. He really can. Our problems were down with Salah against Monreal, who could be on his way out, along with Mustafi and El Neni, by the way. Another plus, of course, Pepe. He really did look good today. It was very promising from him. He is going to be incredible for us this season. If that's how he's going to play away at Liverpool within his first 3 games, imagine how good he's going to be come February, March, when he's got 6 months under his belt. He's going to be really good for us. And one thing no one's talking about again, Willock playing pretty much the entire. Did he play the entire game? I might have missed him getting subbed off, but Willock again, he's showing a lot of promise, and clearly the manager likes him. Emery is putting a lot of faith in the youngsters this season, and I'm really pleased about that. I really am. I think, in general, as I said, we've got to look past this. We've now got to move on. We do have another very tough game next week with Tottenham, the North London derby. And you know what? I think we can do better there. I don't know if we're going to win. It's going to be a very tough one. And we've just got to take it game by game, because this is a very early time of the season to really start judging. It's way too early. And you know what? If we come away from the Tottenham game with another loss, it's just the way it is, and we take it from there. I just don't want to see everyone jumping on Emery's back for today. And you know what? It really wasn't a great result in the end, but there were some positives, and I think that some players showed some decent levels of performance today. And that's one thing I've got to say. We didn't stop. That's one thing that's always drove me mad over the years, especially the last few years under Wenger. It felt like once we'd kind of given away the ball a few times and conceded a few goals, towards the end of the game, we would just stop. We would just almost give up. Whereas today, we showed fight right until the end, and that I really appreciated. So hopefully more of that to come, this fighting spirit that we don't often show. Under Emery, it's certainly improved. But 3-1 to Liverpool. All credit goes to Liverpool. They were incredible. And thank you so much for watching this video.